Hello YouTube world, Pretend Farmer here. Not a real farmer, just pretending. So Pretend Farmer just got done shopping at Walmart. I noticed that eggs have come back down from the crazy high inflation prices that they were back in the end of winter going into early spring to a much more reasonable price. I think you can get a dozen large white eggs at the store now for around $1.72. Pretty much anywhere you can get them for less than $2 a dozen. So now a lot of people are questioning, well, is it still a good idea to get chickens since you can get eggs so cheap at the store? Well, Pretend Farmer's here to tell you right from the get-go, you cannot sell your eggs that you're farming here for the same price as Walmart and make any kind of profit at all off of them. In fact, if you do that, you're probably going to even go in the hole just because the price of feed has not come down. But Pretend Farmer is keeping his chickens. And in this video, I'm going to give you a few reasons why we're not parting with our birds here on the Pretend Farm. Let's get into it. You know, you might be able to get your eggs cheaper at the store, but they're not going to be anywhere near as fresh as the ones you pick out of your own coop. That's because most of your store-bought eggs, they can be 3, maybe even 4 months old by the time you pick them up off the shelf, versus eggs that are 3 or 4 hours old that you're picking out of your coop. You better believe there's going to be a difference in how those eggs taste. You can tell just by cracking them open the way the yolks look that your eggs are fresher than the ones you're buying at the store. So that right there is one reason to keep your own chickens. While we're on the subject of eggs, another thing to note is you can control what's in your eggs. I can't tell you what the chickens are eating that lay the eggs that go to your local store. Who knows? But if you're feeding your chickens your own diet, you know exactly what they're eating. And some people even go so far as to make their own feed out of all, like, you know, they'll buy black oil sunflower seeds, some peas, and all sorts of different ingredients. They'll blend all this stuff together and make their own feed. It's really not hard at all to know exactly what your chickens are eating when you're the one that's controlling their diet and feeding them. But even if you're feeding a commercial feed that you're buying at Tractor Supply or something like that, you can still supplement cracked corn or something into your feed. That's going to really help to make the yolks hardier. You can free range your birds. That's going to give them a little bit more. They say eating a lot of like dark grass and stuff, feeding your chickens leaves like kale and spinach, that kind of stuff, they say that really helps out the yolks. So you can control all this stuff that your chicken's eating to not only have fresher eggs, but better quality, better tasting eggs. Chickens are also quite therapeutic just to sit down and watch on a Saturday morning. Chickens make great pets. You know, when I was getting chickens, one of the big things I read was that chickens don't make good pets because they're not like dogs where they want to get up on your lap and sit and let you rub them and stuff. Here on the Pretend Farm, it's not a problem. We can pick up just about any one of our chickens. There's still a few we're working on. But you can, if you spend enough time with your chickens, they'll be loyal to you and you can turn them into great pets. In fact, chickens are very social creatures and they love attention. They want to be with you all the time if you're out in the yard, and they'll even follow you around. Let's do a quick chicken parade. See, chickens are always following you around the yard. It's always good incentive too when you have treats. You know, another great thing about chickens is they eat lots of bugs and they'll fertilize your lawn while they do it. Chickens love to eat crickets, grasshoppers, all sorts of stuff like that. All day long they're out pecking around your yard, aerating it and pooping to fertilize it. You know, in a world that seems to be getting a little more unstable by the day, it's never a bad thing to have a little bit of self-sustainability in your life. Having chickens not only allows you to have access to daily eggs to eat, but if you get a rooster and hatch your own chicks, you can raise extra birds, butcher them, and eat them for meat. So you got meat and eggs. You know, that's why dual purpose breeds exist. You know, we probably never eat the chickens we have here on the pretend farm. Our saying is, once they lay here, they stay here. And so our chickens are more like pets than food. But pretend farmer's not going to say if he didn't get really hungry, there wouldn't be a chicken go in my tummy. I'm not going to rule it out. In fact, if butchering chickens is something you're interested in, be sure and hit that subscribe button, because here pretty soon we have a neighboring farmer that's going to donate some chickens. I think particularly roosters that are coming of age. They don't want them around anymore, and we're going to try and do a butchering video here on the pretend farm. Like I said, if you get chickens, you'll never have to go to a petting zoo again. You've always got one right in your backyard. We thank you for joining us here this morning on the pretend farm, and we hope that you'll get your chickens in spite of the egg prices coming down, because there's really just nothing quite like picking your own eggs out of your own coop and enjoying that freshness, knowing that you fed the chickens that provided you with the egg. It's a great experience. You need to try it. Till next time, this is the Pretend Farmer signing out. Hey, Bucky. I just love you. I just love you. You may not love me now, but you're going to eventually. Yes. I love you. That's better.